Hey guys, Lee Cole here. Thanks so much for looking at this quick video. So what are you looking at? Well, I am inside this new training called Dynamic Gmaps Domination. I'm going to show you the training. We will click on here and view the product and all that stuff. Let me just click on here and you can see inside of this. So you'll see what all you get here. But before I do that, I want to show you what this is all about. So real quick, let's just take this. I was just fooling around some here. And let's just go to Google. Now, what Dynamic Gmaps Domination is all about. It's all about ranking in Google Maps and Google My Business, ranking in those top few slots for very local keywords. Okay, keywords in where you're talking about a part of town, or keywords where you're talking about a neighborhood. Now, I have literally been doing this with local businesses myself for years. As a matter of fact, I've got a really cool product about doing this with domains, which if you buy this product through my link, I'm going to give that to you as a bonus. But this is extremely important because there are a lot of businesses who really do not need to be advertising on a citywide basis. Now think about this. Think about, you're in the city you live in. I mean, most people on the planet live in cities, but you're in the area of the city you live in. You got your phone, excuse me, and you're looking for a restaurant, you're looking for a chiropractor, you're looking for a dentist, you're looking for an auto shop, you're looking for whatever. I mean, I live in the city of Atlanta, Georgia, and we're almost 7 million people. And our traffic is so bad that one just learns to avoid driving across town, because if you drive somewhere across town, it's going to take you a half a freaking day to get there, do whatever you're doing there, and then get back, right? I mean, it's extremely, and there are a lot of cities like that and tons of businesses that really just cater to a super local market, like neighborhood. So, I really discovered this myself a number of years ago. I had a client who was a high-end hair salon. This lady owned a high-end hair salon and also a spa, and they were in two slightly different parts of town, and hired me to do marketing for her. And, I was talking to her about, I just said, where do your customers come from, for the hair salon? And she said, well, they probably virtually all live in this zip code. Now, in the United States, a zip code is this is a zip code for, excuse me, not for a phone, for mailing stuff. A zip code is a fairly small geographic area, okay? She said they virtually all live in this zip code, and they virtually all live in, and she named a couple of neighborhood names, Virginia, what we call Virginia Highlands and Morningside. And I said, so really, we don't need to be marketing to the whole city of Atlanta, 7 million people, do we? She said, no, absolutely not, because you're just going to waste my money, because those people aren't going to come here. They're going to go somewhere else. And I said, really, we need to be marketing to a really extremely locally, very tightly focused geographic area. She said, yes. And this was like back in 2011, 2012. And so I developed a way of marketing in a very tightly focused area for businesses like hers. And even developed a product around that. Now, I am really glad to see, because I don't see local marketers people who do local marketing training like I do now. I mean, I still help businesses with local marketing, but people who also do the training, I don't see them talking about this. I call it a super local, the super local geographic area. Yet, this is incredibly important for probably, I would guess, 70 or 80% of the small businesses out there. Think restaurants. I mean, unless it's a totally high-end restaurant where you need to wear a suit and tie and get reservations, nobody's driving across town to get pizza. I mean, nobody's driving across town to go to the Chinese restaurant And nobody's driving across town to go to the, I mean, here in the United States, we love Mexican restaurants, or at least I do. Nobody's driving across town to go to the Mexican restaurant. You're going to go to 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 near you, right? So that's why it is so important to have methods of marketing very locally. Now, and that is what this product, Dynamic Gmaps Domination, is all about. So some of you looking at this video have already figured this out, and you know this is really cool. And I just want you to scroll down to the, if you're looking at this on YouTube, just scroll down to the description, click on that link, and you'll go to my bonus page. Click on the big button that says next step there, and that will take you to the sales page. If you're looking at this actually on that bonus page, just scroll down and click on the next step button. That will take you to the sales page if you've already figured it out. But if you haven't really, if you're not really that hip to Google My Business and Google Maps stuff, these are actually two separate things, but they're highly interrelated. But if you're not really hip to that, then let me show you a couple of more little things, and so that you will see exactly what we're talking about. So here I am on Google. I typed in chiropractor Midtown Atlanta. Now, I live in Atlanta. Oddly enough, if I just type in chiropractor Midtown, I get Midtown Manhattan, which is hilarious to me. But in Atlanta, we have a part of town called Midtown. And so if you type that in, and it's going to be very similar on your phone, okay? Not exactly the same, but very similar. But if you type that in, you get these results. Now, if you live in somewhere like, well, Manhattan, Des Moines, Iowa, Los Angeles, and you type in chiropractor Midtown Atlanta, I pretty well guarantee you your results that you're going to see are going to be different from mine, because Google is serving up results based on where my IP address is. And I live here, so they're going to give me different results for you. So don't freak out if you're at home typing this in, or you're looking at this on your phone on some other geographic location in England, in New Zealand, in Australia, in Portland, Oregon. If you're typing this in and you get different results. But I type this in, I get these results. These are ads. This is the map. This looks like it's now a 4-pack. I mean, they're always changing this, right? And these are the organic website results. And what we're talking about, what this training is talking about, is a really, really copy and paste simple way of getting your client right here. Because you can see, I mean, if you're looking for a chiropractor, if you live in Midtown, or you're at work in Midtown, that part of Atlanta, and you need a chiropractor, your back hurts or whatever, you could just tell that on this top page here, these 4 guys are going to get the lion's share of the clicks, right? So if a business is not in this bunch, they're not getting much out of Google Maps / Google My Business, which again is not exactly the same thing, but they're so interrelated, you might as well think of them as the same thing. So to show you a little more about what I mean, let's click this. And again, you can do this on your phone, and I'm sure you've done this like 40 million times in the area that you live. So we get these results with these little things. Okay, these little markers, right? And, some of them are paid ads like that one. And you can see the 2 that say paid ads. And this is the list of the stuff that you see here. Now, obviously, you're seeing more than 4 of these little location markers, right? So this is the entire list, and we can scroll this down and see everything. So let's just look at Craig Teasdale, who is close enough to Midtown Atlanta. So Midtown Atlanta is geographically going to be right in here. And this is Virginia Highlands, and that's what we call Morningside up there. And then there's this area way up there called Buckhead, or slightly up there called Buckhead. So, if Craig Teasdale were a client of mine, I would really want him to show up for Midtown Atlanta, because there's a ton of office buildings there. There's a ton of high-end apartment buildings there. There's a world of people who are going to need the services of good chiropractor. And I would really want this guy, if he were a client of mine, to be forget the ads, to be in these top slot, right? Because if he's in these top slots, in other words, I would want that guy to end up right here. Well, that's an ad, but you got 3 here, okay? So an ad plus 3 organic results, 3-pack. So I would want this guy to be right here, because if he's not right there, he's really not getting a lot out of this. What if you had a copy and paste way? I mean, literally copy and paste. I've seen inside this training, and I know the developer, Taqi. I know him personally quite well. He works with businesses all over the world, helping them with this kind of stuff. What if you could actually have a copy and paste way where you could get your client, and we're using this example of, I kind of lost him. He's so far down here. Here he is. Craig Teasdale. What if you had a client and you could get them up in that 3-pack, right? You get them right here, okay? I mean, you realize that right there is a monthly recurring payment service. And if you know me, if you're in any of my trainings or any of my coaching, I'm all about recurring income when it comes to offline marketing. Because if you're selling what I call one-offs, just like if you're selling one thing, you get paid one time, you're screwing up, okay? You just can't run a small business doing this marketing stuff, selling one-offs, unless you're selling something really expensive. And make the kind of money that you really need to be making. I mean, you'll make some money, but you can't make a ton of money. So that's the deal. The deal is being able to, with literally copy and paste templates, being able to take Craig Teasdale, being able to take all these others. Okay, let's see. Yeah, right there. Look, they're way down. Atlanta Chiropractic Life Center. They are really at the top of the area that we call Midtown, right? Okay, I mean, you don't know this unless you live in Atlanta, but just take my word for it. I'm a native, but they're way up here. Well, they're within easy driving distance of the people that live in Midtown. What if you could get this person like right here? What if you could get this person in these top 3? You're going to create a ton of value for them, and they're going to want to pay you to maintain that over and over and over again. So that is cool. That's what this this product is all about of Mo's. It's launching a little later on today. And again, I've got some super cool bonuses for you, including my own product called Super Local Domains, which is it's a slightly different take on this. But what I do, and I've done this for years, is I buy domains. I buy exact match domains for my clients. I don't know if it's available, but well, a great exact match domain would be Chiropractor Midtown Atlanta, or Midtown Atlanta Chiropractor, or Midtown Chiropractor Atlanta, or something like that. I buy those, and then we set up little websites, and I'll sell those to clients, et cetera. So you're going to get all that training just as a bonus, and it's really, really cool. Because everybody's always asking me about OTOs, I want to show you the OTOs. Just so you know, you do not have to have either of these 2 OTOs, although they're really cool, especially the first one. Okay, especially the first one. That's really cool. Well, they're both really cool, but the first one really did impress me, especially the first one. They're really cool, and they're going to help a lot, and they're not expensive at all. They're very fairly priced. Well, I should say, especially if you buy this during the initial launch period, they're very inexpensive, but Taqi doesn't tend to raise his prices massively. So if you're seeing this video after this initial launch period, click on the link anyway, go see how much it costs and see if you need it. This is what we call the front end product. Okay, so when you click on the next step link on my bonus page, you're going to go to the sales page for this product, Dynamic Gmaps Domination. Now, the first, what we call upsell or OTO, is Gmaps Dominator software. And basically this is software that creates really cool templates that are going to help you out a lot with this process. Having said that, you do not have to have the software to make this work. This is not one of those things where you buy the first product and then, holy crap, I need to buy some other junk in order to make this work. Okay, Taqi is a very ethical vendor. This does not work that way. Okay, but after you buy Dynamic Gmaps Domination, go look at go look at this upsell and give it a fair look. See if it's something that you want. The next thing is graphics pack. I think it's very, very useful. I'll be honest with you. I think it's really cool stuff. If you can buy both, but if you had to choose between the two upsells, I'm just being honest with you, I would definitely choose the software. Okay, I'm not saying the graphics pack is junk. It's not. It's really good and very useful for anybody who's taking this seriously. But if you have to choose between the two, money's tight or something like that, then buy the software and you can go get the graphics pack later on. So that's the deal. That's what's happening here. I'm Lee Cole, and I'll talk to you very, very soon.